Hey, what's up, guys? So let's solving this problem. Maximize score after an operations. This problem is not difficult. You are given nums and an array of 2n, and you must you get n operations. For each operation, you take x and y, and you compute the score, and then remove x and y. Okay, and a GCD is greatest common divisor. So for if you only got two numbers, you can only remove these two, right? You get score 1. And for this guy, you probably say that you need to take 3 and 6, and then take 1 times this. And after you remove 3 and 6, you get 4 and 8. And so second step, you get a score, right? So 3 times 8 is 11. And for this one, you get 14. Okay. This problem is so if you you see the n is less or equal to 1 and 7, right? So that means this problem can only be solved by brute force. And this is actually the same, correct, right? Because this, you can prove that this is, I think this is called katana numbers. So the number of the, I think the number of subproblems is at least 2 to the n. So you can see that in this case, you will for six, right? If you got this, how many choice you have, right? So for this one, you can first take 6 choose 2. Let's say you take 6 choose 2, and the rest the 4, right? Then the rest the 4, you need to, you can you know that there are 3 steps, right? For 1 2 3 4, you can separate this, or 1 3 2 4, or 1 4 2 3, right? So you got 3 steps, right? So you get 6 times 5 divided by 2 times 3, right? So you got 45. So you can see that when n equals to 3, you already got 45, and you can easily see that you will blow out very quickly. Because for, let's say, for example, n equals to 4, you get the 45 times a choose 4. So this is very a choose 2, which is already very large, right? So this tells you that this problem can only be solved by brute force. Okay, so so if it's brute force, then we just do the dynamic programming, right? So imagine that there is a function called DFS. Suppose somebody gives you a number, then you can suppose. So this is the answer, the maximum score that you can get. So how should I say this? Okay, so let's define DFS nums to be the maximum score, you can get. Like for nums. Okay. Then it's very easy that you know how to do. For example, for this 3 4 6 8. Then you first brute force, let's say you choose 3 and 4. And then you just times GCD of this, and times 2 plus this function DFS on the rest, 6 and 8. Okay, and so this is the first possibilities, or you choose 3 and 6 times 2 plus DFS with the element 6 and the DFS 4 and 8. And for this one, you got GCD, or you could choose 3 and 8 and times 2 times DFS, right? So 3 and 8 cancel 4 and 6. Okay, so so DFS of this, so which tell you that the DFS of this 3 4 6 8 is defined to be the maximum of, let's say, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. Okay, so which tell you that for DFS, let's say you get A1 up to AN. Let's say you get A1, A2 up to AN. You just eliminate any two of them, right? So it's defined to be maximum. You eliminated any two of them, so we just eliminated, let's say, A1 up to AN, but no AI and AJ. So no AI and AJ, such that J is not equal to I. So you remove any two of them. And plus the number you choose, right? So it's n GCD with AI and AJ. Okay, so this is the transition equation. Okay, so this is dynamic programming, but with the memory, right? So basically, you need to do the memory you just use a memory to remember everything, every list that you already compute. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay. So very easy. You define the memo to be empty, you define it to 0, and the DFS nums, right? So if memo is the memory, right? So if the tuple num in the memo, there is a important thing is that in the Python that the list cannot be used as keys. So only tuple can. So tuple now mean memo, you just return. That means you already compute. Now you do the same, you define the ends to be less num and the rest result to be zeros, and then you go through the loop. You pick any two of them and you copy the code num2. Num2 remove the AI and AJ, and the computer temporary. Right? So this temporary number just the rest DFS and the plus this n times GCD AI and AJ. So in this case, just n divided by 2 times mass GCD AI and AJ, and update the maximum. Okay. Now after this, you need to update the dictionary and the return results. So finally, just return the DFS nums. Also, this problem is very simple. Once you write down a transition equation. Yeah. See you guys next videos.